Okay, let's get back to the action here on course 3, day 2. This is B3. So here's a look at your Ready Lift off-road suspension point standings as they are right now. And we'll go back and take a look at Shelby Gilstrap once again, has been righted and will continue on here.
Just barely using that throttle, just real gingerly. I mean, the key to the whole thing here is low number of points. You're really not running against the clock per se, unless you go further than the maximum amount limited.
All right, let's continue on here. Take a look at this one, Bray and Wilson. Talk about being precise. Bray has gone up and is backing down through this gate. Why? To set himself up for the next gate, which you will see happen here in just a moment.
And the one other thing you're about to see here is that the spotter at any time has the right to move rocks around. There is no penalty for that. If it makes it better for your driver, then you got the opportunity to do it. It is very much in the legalities of the rule book to do so.
So we saw him stack a few there, and this gate right here is extremely narrow. Makes it look easy. That's how you do it. You back down one, you set yourself up for the next one, and just step on the throttle, drive it up through there, and now Bloom and Bloom, well, this, you might not recommend doing this every day.
Woo.
I don't know that you want to stand underneath one of these things.
He got some faith in that driver, doesn't he? Holy cow. Well.
Oh, wait, one more.
There we go.
That's what we were looking for. You're going to go now.
Now mash on it. That's what he's going to do. Let's see what he does.
Boy, in the back of it, kicked over to the side there just a little bit, and that's the trouble you can get in. There goes the cone, and it cost him 10.
After all that work, got that thing to the top, and just barely. I mean, at the last millisecond, bumped that cone.
Roar's had a great run out here so far this weekend, and Wolford, as they are points leaders, has to back up here. That'll cost him a point. As long as he can get through the gate cleanly, and he does, it's better than losing 10. I should say gaining 10.
Now there's one of the machines, Justin Lawson's machine, that went around the tree and did it, I don't know whether you call it the right way or
conventionally, you would think, right?
Yeah, the more conventional way.
Unfortunately, we'll now have to turn around and at the very least add a point for backing up to line up for this one.
That looks pretty cool. He's just sitting in there smiling.
You can see the air pressure very, very low in those tires so that they'll get some bite.
Yeah, take the pressure out, more tire width, more tire to the ground, the better for you are.
You can see the safety harnesses there from John Crow, Crow Enterprises. And John Crow, a competitor himself in a number of different disciplines. Really nice guy.
Well, guys, just a quick update on the Pro Mods. It looks like right now Derek West and Rusty Bray are the two drivers that everybody's kind of chasing out there. But talking to a lot of drivers, it looks like Course 3 is really giving them a lot of trouble. Only the team, the father-daughter team of Billy and Shelby Gilstrap, really getting through there the best. So Course 3 tossing these guys a curveball.
Boy, and that was a spectacular move right there to slide that Jeep or buggy, whatever you like to call it, off to the left just enough to miss that left cone. That is amazing.
That was good stuff.
And don't think for a second it's by chance. There's so much skill here. That's why it's a bit slower, but it is very precise. A lot of fun out here. Come on back. We'll finish this thing up on course 4. And after 3 of 4 courses complete here, the Ready Lift off-road suspension leaders are at the top there. Roar and Rolford doing a great job out here, but we're not finished yet.
At 18 under. Again, it sounds like a golf course score. And as you can hear the rain coming down once again, that is not advantageous. Neither is that.
And now you know why they have roll cages on them. And I will tell you, it's pretty sketchy too. I mean, it doesn't look like a violent rollover, but keep in mind, a rock protrude through the side at any given time. And it gets pretty scary. Of course, this one rolls right back over, straight onto the lid. And fortunately, everybody's okay.
And you'll notice just about every driver will do their darndest. So they'll steer that thing to the right or the left, give it some gas, and try like heck to keep it from going on its lid.
All right, Bloom and Bloom back at it once again. Kenny doing the driving, Brandon the spotter. And we saw Brandon completely underneath the rock crawling machine just moments ago.
Wow. It's amazing how they can hit the throttle on those things and be going nowhere. Suddenly they'll catch just by the turn of a wheel and make a great move.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times they use the sidewall of the tire as much as they do the footprint of the tire.
Yeah, no question about it.
Now, we talk about rear steer. I don't know that this class has a rear steer, but you can see the handles in there for the individual brakes. He's locking up the rear brakes and trying to turn the vehicle so maybe he doesn't have to back up like this by just pulling with the front tires.
Yep, exactly right. And very much so like tractor pulls where you got a brake pedal on each side for your feet. They use their hands here. Oh, Blue gets the job done.
Digs hard, and you wouldn't think it would be exciting, but I'm telling you, if you stand out here and you watch what they're doing, literally you're thinking to yourself, there's no way a vehicle is going to go up and through this gate. So it is very exciting to come ahead and watch them do what they do. They're so good at it. It's just absolutely incredible what these vehicles can go over.
It's really hard to imagine, I'm not kidding you, that you'd think that anything, I mean, you could barely probably make it up there on foot, but for these machines to do it, it's amazing.
Yeah, and I think there's some areas where you can't get up on foot. You have to drive up and over.
Oh, man, there's another round of applause.
Yeah, those General tires, I mean, taking a beating out here as well because they get put through their paces on these very sharp and rough, rugged edges. Hold on, hold on. And back on all fours.
And another round of applause.
We'll watch this one more time. On the throttle, up over that big boulder, and then hits that hole. If he could have carried a little momentum to get up on that next boulder, might have been okay, but easy for us to say when we're out here watching.
Yeah, it is so easy for us to say, man, oh man, it's a tough way to go.
I think he ended up down there in the sippy hole.
He sure did.
Derek West and Richie Keller ready to go at it here one more time. And
you can see they are communicating by way of radios and actually lost power right there.
a little bit of a sketchy moment.
There's so much going on in there. And you know, they're not going any kind of speed whatsoever.
Just look at how that thing is tweaked up. Talk about travel.
The front end, I mean, the third member assembly.
Oh! Not able to save it right there. Still on the throttle. They're trying to drive out of it.
And it does not.
And he's not going to be able to do so here.
That's the thing. Once you get to a certain point, as long as there are at least two tires touch the ground, really as much as one, you've always got an opportunity to try to put that thing back up on four.
And keep in mind, when you're at those extreme angles, typically the engine will lose oil pressure. So needless to say, they've had to take precautions to make sure that those engines get oil even at those extreme angles.
Boy, that's a tough break right there. Danny Rohrer coming up next. Woo! You got to be pretty physically fit for this, too.
Well, you heard it right there. Woo! Can get pretty sketchy pretty quick.
I'm not so sure that's what I'd be saying, man, but it's cooler than heck to watch. I know that much. You got to hand it to the drivers and the spotters.
And that last vehicle was driven by Danny Rohrer and Chad Rolfert, the spotter. Congrats, they are our winners. As you take a look at the Ready Lift Off-Road Suspension final standings.
Well, guys, catching up with the Pro Mod team that, well, beat everybody else. Chad Rolfert, the spotter, and, of course, Danny Rohrer, the driver. But obstacles this weekend, Mother Nature out there playing with us. What was it like behind the wheel?
Oh, it really took every advantage you have as a rock crawler just went away as soon as that rain started coming. And my spotters are really good help, and we got some really good equipment here on the buggy. And just a lot of pushing through, a lot of gas pedal, and kind of made it through somehow, poked out ahead of some of the other really good competitors here.